What's happening, everyone?
What's up, everybody?
Gonna just kind of hang out, smoke a cigar, have a beer and some drams, some bourbon, and just kind of kick it. No particular toppings to talk about, whatever comes to mind. We're just gonna hang out, and go with the flow.
It's supposed to be 73 and sunny today.
Yes, it's fucking freezing.
And it's not. It's fucking freezing, man. But
Mike loves the cold.
yeah, I don't mind.
I'm a little bit more human. I like it to be like 70 degrees.
Obviously, 73 and sunny would be better. Very nice. I'm puffing on one of our favorites, the Cohiba Ciglo 6 from the 1492 line, Linea 1492.
I think we smoked this in our last cigar chat.
We smoked our last one, yeah. It's so perfect. It's rich, it's robusto, but not too spicy, not too peppery, but full flavor. It's just perfect. Nice thick, nice good long smoke. It's perfect. What you guys smoking on? What you guys smoking on?
Gonna start with we just did, what did we do, Mike? We did 4 reviews.
Yes.
We did 4 reviews, taking a little cigar chat break. Then we'll have dinner, and then we'll probably do like 2-3 more reviews.
Perfect.
We did a special on corking that you guys will see soon. And then we did, well, those videos will probably get released before this one, so kind of weird to talk about it that way. Either way.
You'll see this after all the videos. So you're probably not, if you say it, you're not spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to do.
Well, we might as well show them some of the drams that we're having.
We had some fun.
You have, what is this, a Japanese import?
Yeah, so Blanton's, the brand, the name is actually owned by Tankara, a Japanese company. So, and they license the distillation and bottling from Buffalo Trace, but they own the name and the brand. They bought it, I think, back in the 80s or something when bourbon was down. So the Japanese get 2 years older, 8 years minimum, and supposedly the best barrels. So I just want to try it. Never had a Blanton's Gold, Japanese edition, very nice. And obviously, if you look into Blanton's, you'll see all the Japanese import, any version is always the most desirable, the craziest. But it's always going to be a little older juice, about 8 years old plus.
We also have Macallan Edition 5.
That's one of my favorite, like, summer spring sipping whiskeys. I thought it'd be 73 and sunny, so.
We have a Talisker 30. We have a Jack Daniel's single barrel rye.
That's the 2020 limited edition.
And then a 20-year-old Spey Malt Macallan. And also Kentucky Owl Dry State. So I got a little hazy IPA here, just to kind of, we had some drams earlier, just kind of go a little in betweener, and then in this beautiful Lalique Owl crystal glass. This might be my favorite thing to hold ever in my hand. This is just really cool to hold. Overpriced but epic glass.
Freaking intricate that is.
Yeah.
And obviously you're paying a lot for that art, but it's just, holding it in the glass, a perfect dram. Look at the color. No matter if it's dark or a lighter bourbon, it's just the perfect tumbler.
We're gonna release in either next week. We're gonna record it and we'll release it in December. Glassware video.
Oh yeah.
I'm very proud of the collection of whiskeys that we have, but I'm equally proud of our glassware collection. We have some really nice glassware, and glassware is one of those things where I hate buying unless it's like regular like Glencairn $10 kind of a glass, but it's my favorite thing to get as a gift. So like when my wife's family asks me, what do you want for your birthday, for Christmas, or vice versa, if I'm getting Mike a Christmas present or something like that, and that's one of my favorite things to get. So
Absolutely.
a lot of I have some really expensive glassware, but I haven't paid for a lot of it. So my sister, my wife's family, you, etc. Everyone, knows that's kind of what I want for a gift.
It really is a perfect gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like if you don't know exactly what type of spirit, what type of whiskey someone enjoys, but they're into it, you can't go wrong with that. Whether it's a tumbler or a nose and glass, can't go wrong. Much appreciated.
So we just reviewed some epic whiskey, a couple of them being Old School, Springbank, and Bowmore, which we repeatedly keep saying are our two favorites in all of whiskey history, pretty much. God dang, it got cold, man. It feels like it's going to rain.
Ocean breeze, and it's going to rain.
Is it going to rain?
No. It's the mist.
Okay, yeah.
Mist. It's going to rain in our cigar parade, Doug.
Yeah.
Mist.
And something came to mind, and you tell me your thoughts on this. So we're just so blown away that what we're drinking, it's so much better than anything else, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And my question to you is, put yourself in a situation where that's the normal release. Like back in the day, these Springbanks and Bowmores, this was like the normal release. So let's say it was like whatever, your $50 dram, right? That you go and buy right now. Your $50 dram right now is, like your regular Ardbeg 10 or something like that,
Highland
right?
Park 12. Yeah.
Highland Park 10, yeah, exactly. Talisker 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
My question and my thought is, are those whiskeys nearly as special if it's just the regular release?
And are they even that good, or is the whiskey today just that shitty?
It's not that the whiskey today is
Relative.
shitty. The whiskey today is very good. It's just very it's very like pre-planned, designed. It's not, it's
automated.
It's mass produced. It's
And
different.
the profile is always a certain way.
Yeah. And when you factor in, we're not going to get into. We've done that so many times, gotten into why older whiskey's better. But my question is, if that's readily available and we could just go and get it for $50,
right,
and that's what's normally out there, and that's all
yeah,
and that's what whiskey is, at that point, does it become something special to you? That's what I'm trying to say.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
No.
it's kind of like
you never appreciate it.
you never appreciate it.
It's all relative.
So it's one of those things where, like, some people will ask me, is it really, really good because it's really expensive, or because of the quality? And in a strange way, it's a little bit of both. It's a lot of bit of the quality and a little bit because it's so rare and expensive, and you can't possibly find it anymore, right?
Of course,
that's the reality of it.
If you grow up a billionaire's kid and all you know is Wagyu and Nobu every night and little lobster taco, ribeye taco bites, that's all you know.
I was going to use a different example.
That's
like
normal.
A rock star who's
It's not special.
who's banging supermodels all the time.
Same thing.
It doesn't matter for
That's
them
the
anymore.
minimum. That's the average to him.
That's the average. So
Same thing.
you're banging supermodels all the time.
That's human nature. It's all in your head. It's all relative.
Yeah.
But in a weird way, we have it better because we can fully appreciate it.
In a weird way.
Than say back then where they were drinking it all the time.
At the same
They
time, you
wouldn't
can't
fully
say we have it
appreciate
better because we have to pay thousands of dollars to try it, where they just have to pay $50 to try it. But
you can't put a price on the experience that
Yeah.
we get versus what they got.
it's
Not
history.
appreciating
It's
it.
history.
It's history.
It's history. It's not
It's
history in the
magic.
moment, right?
It's
Whatever
magic.
we're experiencing today, 30, 40 years from now, people are going to look at that as history.
Right, but back in the day, in that time, they weren't appreciating it the same way. And if it brings us this much happiness, you can't put a price on that.
No, of course. And that's part of the hobby as well, and the passion, and once the deeper you get into it, the bigger enthusiast you become, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. But of course, it's an interesting topic. It's always a little bit above.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Someone I was hanging out with, it was a couple months ago, and I started cracking up when he said it. He goes, for some reason, the whiskeys, as the more expensive they become, my bottles, they start tasting better as well. And he has an open bottle of Macallan that used to be 500 and now it's 3,000, and all of a sudden he thinks it tastes better. I'm like,
That's awesome.
that is a little bit part of the psychology of knowing how rare it is and how special it is, and how hard it is to find, and your brain will automatically. The same thing goes, like, people might make fun of, this is a $300 glass, right?
Your brain's appreciating the value.
Like, for example, this is a $300 glass, and the best way I can explain, is it worth? No, it's a glass. You could drink the same whiskey in a $3 glass, and the whiskey's going to be the same. But it's kind of the example of, you go to a really fine steakhouse, and do you want them to just put it on like a paper plate and give you just like a regular knife, or do you want them to put it on this fancy ass plate with a $100 steak knife that you don't have at home, or maybe you do, but it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. And they bring out this really nice wine glass and this beautiful table and this nice leather chair that you don't have at home, and it all adds to that experience of you spending $300 on your steak dinner, right? So it's kind of the same thing. I have $1,000 whiskey in this $300 glass, and I know it's ridiculous. I drink out of a $300 glass. I don't think it's worth it, but there's something that adds to that experience, to the high-endness of it.
There's something insanely special about it.
Yeah.
And again, especially if that's your hobby already, it enhances it even more.
By the way, in no way am I saying you need a $300 glass to make it as special as it could be. A Glencairn is absolutely all you need.
That's your opinion.
No, I think so. And Glencairn, we'll talk more about it when we do our glass review.
Well, and obviously, if you're doing a tumbler, you're not really caring about like the nose accuracy, precision.
Absolutely not.
You're caring about the feel in your hand, the experience, the moment, how it looks, how beautiful the crystal is. You care more about the full experience, the totality of the experience.
Yeah. It comes back down to that high-end steakhouse kind of a experience. Yeah.
That's where they have these kind of glasses usually.
Yeah.
But how sick does that look with the owls, man? There's something about that tumbler.
There's something about it. That's why it's something that I don't buy myself. It's something that I will ask for as a gift when someone, because if I know my wife or my wife's parents are going to go spend a stupid amount on a gift for me, and it's going to be something that I'm not going to use, and they're like, what do you want? Then automatically I say something that I want, but I don't want to pay for.
You have to redirect them. Yeah.
Yes. That's what I mean.
Exactly. That's beautiful.
Because I already know they're going to spend a lot of money on, that once a year kind of gift.
Same thing. Beautiful but muted. 50% muted.
Beautiful but muted. I don't know why this dry state, you could just tell that it has the potential to be just this like A+ bourbon, but for some reason at 50% it's muted.
And the original label, when it hit the US TTB or whatever, the US agency where you have to post your bottle labels before they come out, make it legal, it was 57.5% original plans. That would have been bloody epic. But last second release, they made a 50% sell more bottles. Fuck those bastards. Look at that fucking fog coming in, dude.
That's very high rye.
It is gonna rain. You getting it?
Is it high rye? I'm getting tons of rye.
I don't know. It's all undisclosed. You're not getting the butter kick?
I'm getting the butter cake, but I'm getting a lot of rye. Yeah.
It's undisclosed, so God knows. It's supposed to be, the rumor is like 14 to 16-year-old Willet, the oldest shit they had, but God knows.
Is Willet known to be high rye?
Willet's it's all sourced. It's Willet, but it means it's sourced. And they source everything.
Yeah.
If it's over 4 years. So it could be anything. I'm getting just pure butter cake like normal.
What's the oldest Willet? Like 6 years old of actual Willet?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they just release a 6-year-old?
Well, the Hirsch. Remember? Yeah. The Hirsch is KBD, which is Kentucky Bourbon Distillers, the owner of Willet. So it's 6-year Willet bourbon, but a cask strength, around 134 proof. So how much would a 6-year Willet be?
A lot.
And it's $85, so it's a good value. It's a good deal. The Hirsch.
I missed that on when I sent you the link. Did you see it in stock and you didn't get it?
I never saw it in stock.
You only saw it out of stock?
Yeah, I thought about it and then I stopped looking for it. And then you sent it to me and it was already done.
No, I would get it at $85, but I'm not gonna overpay for it.
Yeah, I wasn't like searching for it.
Yeah.
Remember, no bourbon this year.
You just keep saying that, and you keep buying a shitload of bourbon.
Starting now.
So-
No bourbon this year.
Here's what happened. Mike promised. I can't help myself. I need to buy lots of bottles. I if I don't buy like some kind of a bottle in a week, I start getting like really really weirded out, and like
shakes and shit.
yeah. I need to buy something. It could just be a freaking Glenfiddich 12. Like I literally the other day I just bought a Glenfiddich 12 because it was on sale for $1 off. I just need to buy something every week, but whether it's sometimes it's a special bottle, sometimes it's not a special bottle. But Mike said this year 2021 he wasn't going to buy a single bourbon, and he was going to buy like 3 or 4 epic scotches.
Remember, I promised it. I guaranteed it.
But you
in our cigar chat, I guaranteed it.
Yeah, but you guaranteed what? You ended up buying a shitload of epic bourbons.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I guaranteed I wasn't gonna buy every like little 100, 250.
You bought a few of those too.
$300 bottle that came along.
You bought. How much you pay for the Jack Daniels?
Don't ask.
Damn.
A couple, but a lot less than previous year.
Okay.
But speaking of New Year's resolutions, New Year's coming soon. My new goal is, what's it called? Budget consolidation. To quote our buddy Greg from Malt Moment. Budget consolidation, but consolidate the entire budget for 2022 on like 3 bottles.
He credited us for that budget plan.
True. But how amazing would that be?
3 bottles.
Put your entire. I have too many bottles. Put your entire budget into 2 to 3 bottles, 2 to 3 unicorns. That's the goal.
We always keep preaching this. We've talked about this in other cigar chats. Once you get to a certain point where you have over 1,000 bottles of whiskey, and you're like looking and you're not reaching for the 200 bottles that are, let's say, closest to whatever your bottom shelf is, and then you get to a point where you're like, okay, I have so much, and you don't really need So it's not a bad idea. It just depends on what stage in your collection.
Yeah, and whatever that level maybe is different. 10 bottles, 5 bottles, 20 bottles, whatever. But at a certain point, you run out of your bucket list, your unicorns, and then you're just chasing the newest release bullshit. But I got a lot better at not chasing that newest release bullshit.
Yeah, me too.
That's all that matters.
Me too.
Progress. All we're looking for here is progress.
The biggest one was we found two batches of Old Carter that we were so impressed with.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Batch 3 and 5. But we started realizing as we were starting to chase and buy all of them, and they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We were chasing and buying all of them and starting to realize, like, not all of them are that great. And I know other people will say they're all great, but for us, not all of them were great.
Mm-hmm.
So, we stopped chasing those.
And 3 and 5 are just so much better that unless we can be assured it's going to be that level.
We got to try all the ones for this year, too, right? We went to an event where Mark and Sherry were there, and we got to try them.
And it's still great whiskey, but the 3 and 5 were bloody epic.
For those of you wondering why we're doing so many bourbons, and you'll see more bourbon reviews and bourbon uncorkings, it's not that we're more into bourbon as Scotch. It's not even close. We're way more into Scotch. But it's more that we're not as experienced in bourbon. So it's more the journey continues, right?
It's like a brand new adventure.
In a weird way, we can argue that we've tried some of the very, very best scotches ever bottled, and you can say that we don't have that level of expertise and experience with bourbons.
Hell no.
So that's the reason.
Yeah.
So it's more to complete the education. You know, you have your degree in this, and now you're getting your side degree in something else to just complete the knowledge a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's the curiosity, and it's like a fun new adventure. There's so many bourbons, old epic bourbons you never tried, that
Yeah.
it's a new adventure.
And it's also one of those things where for so many years bourbon was not even close to as good as scotch, but the more you drink it, the more you appreciate it. That could be anything, right?
Mhm.
That could be with cognac, armagnac, rum. If you're not really that into it, spend 6 months having a small little dram of armagnac, half ounce of armagnac every other night for 6 months, just a half ounce.
Yeah.
And tell me after 6 months if you're not really into armagnac. I'd be shocked.
It's probably the next adventure we'll get on.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of
I know.
armagnacs.
I need to get on that train.
Yeah,
You're the man with that.
I got into that years ago.
Yeah.
I got it. You know, it's not fashionable yet. I thought it would be by now, just because you get such great value from armagnacs and certain cognacs and brandies.
Big time.
But that's the one thing that if you could spend $200 to $300 and get like a 50-year-old armagnac or cognac. And then I'm not talking, when I'm saying this, I'm not talking about Hennessy and Remy and stuff like that. That's not the stuff I'm talking about. I'm talking about like real deal, like old school farmers, like in France, and this, small little village where they're making like old school style, a cask strength, natural color, no additives, no sugary bullshit, and you're just getting the real deal stuff. And you can get bottles like that. It's not easy to find because it's not everywhere.
You need to get educated.
Yeah, you need to get a little educated and know where to look, but you could get some epic stuff for like $200 to $300. That's not cheap, but you're talking about a 50-year-old brown spirit at cask strength.
Yeah.
For $200 to $300. A scotch, which is like 10 to 15 grand.
And it's the way that their great grandfather made it, because they're not Macallan, they're not, like you said, Hennessy, Remy. They don't have this massive marketing budget. It's just the family putting all the money into the quality the same way they've been doing it for generations. That's the key.
Yeah.
Those are great values.
So I think that one of two things is going to happen within the next, I don't know, 3 to 10 years. I don't know. Either people are going to start collecting it and it's going to run out, or the juice itself will start running out. Because how much more of this kind of vintage old stuff from the 60s and 70s, how much more of that exists where they're just going to be able to keep putting it out there? Eventually, at some point, there's not going to be any left.
Sure.
Or people are going to buy it up, one or the other. But definitely encourage people to, and we need to definitely do more
yeah, we need to get
alternative
back on that.
stuff.
We need to get back on the alternative train. Big time.
And
that and rum is probably like some of the last values. Now that Scotch already exploded, bourbon's exploded.
rum is
There's not many values.
rum
yet,
is
but-
even harder
But
because
now rum's exploding.
rum,
Getting known.
Rum is even harder because the best of the best rums, those go for 10 grand now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So the rum is tough.
For old rum.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Even new rum, 5-6 grand for some of the best ones. Yeah.
Damn. So that shit's done too.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
It's not done, but you could still get really good rum for $200. It's just not going to be the best of the best.
Right.
But what I'm saying is you can get epic, pretty much like as good as it gets of brandy.
You're right, man.
From $200 to $500.
You're right. Yeah. Let's do it.
The cigar, man.
Perfect.
Earthy.
Full flavor, never too strong, never too peppery. Perfect.
It just tastes like, what year is this box? 2020?
Yeah.
$20, but the tobacco just clearly has been aged.
It tastes like it's like 5-6 years old. It's unbelievable.
If not more.
Not more.
Yeah, it's just so vanilla cream and earthy, grassy, just
It's like the
cappuccino,
perfect,
like, you know, it's not coffee, it's almost cappuccino-like.
like latte, the perfect signature Cuban. It's like profile, it's perfect. That's what I'm saying, dude. When Macallan does good quality American sherry casks, like tropical autumn summer fruits, today's release, perfect. When they do that fake Euro shit, that's what I mean. So like some of those double, triple casks with more American sherry, they end up being better than some of the sherry oak now. Like this is perfect.
So I'm not going to name names because I don't know if they want me to share what they said. I'll tell you who after. But I was talking to someone recently, and I brought up the fact that, like, what's going on with Macallan? You know, like, what the hell's going on with Macallan? Like, what's going on with the sherry casks? And the whole sherry casks thing is just it's so misunderstood. I hear from average experience to experienced people talk about it, and there's a lot of misinformation. But Macallan has access.
Everything.
They didn't all of a sudden lose access to the best casks available. They didn't, you know. Of course, the casks nowadays that you get are not as good as the casks that you were able to buy before. We talked about that in our last episode of Cigar Chat. But whatever is available, they have gotten so big now where they save all their good casks, their best casks, for their special releases. So they have amazing liquid. They still have tons and tons of old stuff. I mean, we're talking about 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s Macallan. They have they have quite a bit of really good stuff left, but they've gotten so big now where when they're releasing just a regular 18-year-old now, they don't have to include any of that.
No,
because people are fighting, and right now when I'm talking to store owners, they can't get Macallan 18, and it's retailing at $350 a bottle. And they can't buy it. They can't pay. They can't pay $280, which is their cost.
That's fucking crazy.
To get Macallan 18. It's all gone.
That's crazy.
It's all gone.
Sells itself, man.
So as a business, they really don't have to. They don't have to put their best stuff in there. You know, and it's unfortunate for us enthusiasts to really want to continue to enjoy the best of Macallan, but. Yeah. That costs a fortune now if you want to try the best of Macallan.
I bet you even like Macallan M, the first release was 2017, right?
The first release was 2013.
Okay. I bet you even that, they've downgraded what they put into that.
Okay,
even though it's supposed to have 40 stuff in it.
So I've tried 4 different bottlings of M.
I've only tried the one.
You've tried 2, no?
No. The one at 10 pound.
So I've tried the original 2013. I think the one we tried at 10 pound was the 2015.
Okay.
And I've tried the 2017 and 2019. I could say that maybe my favorite one was the 2017 out of all of them.
So it's still bomb. But the point is...
But the 2019, not nearly as good.
Okay.
The 2017 was spectacular. It tasted like I was... If it blindly, like, if someone handed it to me and was like, "This is Macallan. Which Macallan is this?" I'm like, "This has to be the 40-year-old Macallan." That's a good one.
So that's got the.
It was really good. Yeah.
Got it. Who knows? But you got to pay $5,000 to get in that category.
Yeah.
Now.
Then it was really good. It was really good. The number 6, the beginning. If you could get your hands on one of the beginning batches, you're getting that old like casks, like the 10-year-old cask strength style, but more delicate and younger ABV.
Right.
And then going towards the bottle that we have, it's still very good. It's a little fruitier, but going more towards the ginger and pencil shavings.
Right. Toward modern Macallan.
Little bit, yeah.
Exactly. What a game. But even the 6, you know, you're talking about getting the thousands. So if you want the good Macallan casks, you got to pay the thousands these days.
Yeah. Yeah, but that 2017 M is worth hunting down. It not at the price. I mean, because you're paying not at the price because you're paying half the money for the decanter.
Exactly. Well, that's the other thing is that when they do release their shit, they're gonna throw in that decanter premium on it.
That and then you're going with fine and rare, or you're going with exceptional.
Exceptional single cask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which those are, God knows, hit and miss. I mean, unless it's like that 125-year-old gnarly one that was how much? If it's like 10, 12-year-old ones, who knows? Hit or miss. You gotta try before you buy.
Yeah.
Because we had that, I forget how old it was, 10, 11, 12 years old at $7 grand. It was good, had qualities, but just too oaky, man. Crazy.
I got to try the Sir Peter Blake and the 2019 release of the 25-year-old.
Uh-huh.
And both were very good, but both, again, towards that modern pencil shavings and ginger style.
That modern profile. Wait, like the Sir Peter Blake that just came out, right?
Yes.
Got it. Interesting. I just know how the new 25 is going to be.
Yeah,
That's why I've stayed away from it like the plague.
Yeah, it was. Look, it's very good. It's high quality stuff.
If you don't know the old stuff,
look,
it's good.
Technically, as a whiskey, it's very good. But that ginger thinned out. It doesn't have that because we know what the old ones were like.
Yeah, it's good.
It makes it not very good at all.
Exactly.
Not even close to very good. But technically, when you analyze it, it's a very good whiskey. There's no flaws in it. But it doesn't deliver nearly the way of that old, which was a rich chocolate and the orange oils. It was just amazing. It didn't have that pencil shaving and just that extreme ginger candy.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Different styles. Yeah. I'd much rather have this, the Macallan American Sherry Oak today, than any Euro pencil shaving ginger stuff. This is like amazing. This is 100% American sherry.
So again, the dry state. Oh, camera got caught. Camera died while I was in the middle of talking shit about dry state.
Fuck dry state.
No, dry state is very good. It's just
so much potential. Waste.
It's a little thin, and I get a lot of rye, and sometimes rye can be epic, and sometimes rye could just be a little too rye-ish for me, and it's a little too much rye.
Rye is delicate. So when you say rye, it's more like you get too much dill.
Too much dill.
Too much dill.
Too much dill pickle.
Got it. Yeah, see the good rye is like beautiful, like spearmint, baking spices, herbs. The bad rye for a lot of people can be too much dill pickle.
Look at this lighter. It is paper thin. It's the most beautiful thing. Dupont?
Dupont. So Dupont lighters, a whole other new like collection thing for cigar aficionados. Range from the cheapest right there is like 130, maybe 120, to like 25,000 for the 24 karat gold Dupont lighter.
That's insane.
And they have the Cohiba series of lighters that are like 5K, 10K each. You just realize that once you get in a hobby, they can make it as expensive as you want. Dupont lighters are nuts. It's like fucking ends up being like watches and Rolexes and shit. It's crazy.
So we
tens of thousands.
While we were plugging the camera in to charge a little bit, this Japanese Blanton's Gold is money.
It's bomb, dude.
This is very, very, very good. So, bomb stuff there. What are you drinking?
I'm having this Talisker 30. We got in 2012, back when it was $300 in America, not UK side. And this is fucking epic now, dude. This is insane. It's always been good, but with the air, wow, you appreciate it so much.
This was always an amazing buy.
Always amazing.
So here was my thing with this bottle always. This was a bottle I've recommended to 1,000 people. I'm exaggerating, but I recommended it to everyone. And it was one of those where I said, worst case, it goes to $350, 400 maybe. I'm not rushing. I'll pay $50 more and get it later.
Yeah.
And grab the bottle, and assuming that I didn't have to rush to own 2-3 more, and now that it's $1,000 a bottle,
Like, fuck.
it's so frustrating. It's another one of those, but because it's Talisker and it's not Macallan or Ardbeg
Highland Park.
Yeah, so it's, you just didn't think you would get to that $1,000 mark, but obviously things have gone crazy.
And literally with the fog here kicking in, it feels like we're on the Isle of Skye.
Mm-hmm.
It's such coastal, beautiful, sweet peat, the tropical fruits, juicy apricot, juicy mango, the lemon, the grapefruit, the dark, deep orange.
What's so beautiful about this is
so
it's
good.
so coastal, but it also has that beautiful sherry, which adds that like candied orange. And
this was always like the perfect mix of bourbon and sherry.
Yeah.
The way Talisker did it. And you know, some of those Talisker 25s, they're more like peaty coastal, bourbon only. They're very good. They're amazing. But this Talisker 30, man, especially this 2012, is fucking nuts. 46% ABV, the lowest they go. This is beautiful.
really, really good.
Yeah, man. Talisker 30, man.
Yeah, we had a lot to say while the camera was off, but camera was off.
You were just talking shit about dry state.
Yeah. Yeah, I said to Mike, I was like, Dry State was that one bottle because we loved Kentucky Owl Batch 9 so much.
Yeah.
We've never tried Batch 1 and 2, which I've heard epic things about.
Right.
But it was just that bottle where, like, I heard a few people say, oh, this is the best, Kentucky Owl product ever. And Dixon himself said, this is as good of a product as I've ever put out. This is the best I can do.
Right.
And then it came in this fancy box, and it was $1,000, and it was marketing and, all that stuff. And it was one of those bottles that you were like, all right, this has the potential of just being wow. And for me, it never got there.
Yeah.
You like it more than I do, though.
I do. It does have potential, but I'd love to see it at that 57.5% ABV. The original release, original label. But who knows? But yeah, fucking bourbon. Whoever thought you'd have $1,000 fucking bourbon? And nobody would blink an eye. Like retail bourbon, no one would blink an eye.
We were discussing when the camera wasn't on about potentially doing malt review bottlings. We have our first one, which is a Maker's Mark, but it's a store that had us blended for him. But we want to kind of get involved where we're doing our own stuff, and we could do it with Scotch and bourbon. But with Scotch, the problem is you want, like, let's say a little 12-year-old Glenallachie, you're gonna have to sell it for like $200.
Yeah.
Gets tough. Well, you could do like a Wilderness Trail, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
A little weeded, nice bourbon. You could sell it for like $60. But we don't want to put our name on anything that's not amazing and at least very good in our opinion, right? For money wise, right?
Value.
Yeah. But reputation is always on the line when you put your name on it. So that's something that we were considering. Patreon still. We still haven't done Patreon because just
in the works. In the works. Hey, the year isn't over yet.
ultimately, I think what we need, Mike, is we need to spend more time on reviews, obviously, hang out more often, and then do more reviews, and maybe have someone on the side to like do like camera work, editing, and other stuff. Yeah.
Big time. Yep. Just need the kids to get older and shit.
Kids, yeah,
They can do it.
Mike's got 2. I got a newborn. Holidays are coming up though. We got to do a Christmas review.
Oh yeah.
We'll definitely have something epic for our Christmas review as usual. What did we do last year? Christmas? Did we do a Christmas review last year?
Of course.
It was COVID times. Did we?
I thought we did.
What did we do?
I can't remember.
Try to remember. I don't think we did a Christmas review last year.
Damn. Year before was 54 Rinaldi, right?
Good memory, yes. But last year I don't think we did anything.
Damn.
No, we had to have.
We had to have. We always do a Christmas review.
Yeah, because we did. We did kind of the whiskey of the year kind of situation, right? Where we pick our top 5.
Maybe we did that instead.
We didn't do an actual review of an epic bottle.
Fuck. Can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Guys, in the in the comments, let us know what we did. I can't remember, dude. Oh, we should have.
Fuck, Mike, you live in Sweden or what?
I know, this is getting crazy.
It's so different.
I live Sky.
Southern California is a trip. Mike lives, for those of you who know, Mike's in Oxnard. I'm in Montrose, like Glendale area. So we're like an hour and a half away from each other, but he's like by the beach, always cloudy, always gloomy, and I'm just like in like sunshine and heat all the time.
And California's nuts.
Yeah.
The fuck did we review for Christmas? Had to be something.
Dude, I can't remember.
We'll think of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember at all, man. I'm really, really trying to think. It could have just been like a COVID situation where maybe we didn't get together during that time. What did we do for our top 5? Did we do one of those videos?
Yeah, we did top 5 like value. Remember, the best value was the very old Saint Nick.
That's right. That's right. So we had to have done an epic review for like Christmas. I know what we did.
What's that?
We did Black Bulmer 3.
Oh,
the third
yeah,
release.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm pretty sure. That was at your pad.
Mm-hmm.
That is very Christmassy. Man, those samples last year, man. We cleaned them out.
Where you at with your cigar? Starting to get a little spicier towards the end.
It always does.
Yeah. Especially if you puff it too fast.
Yep. Yeah, look at this shit, man. You're in Scotland all of a sudden. You just fog surrounding us. Beautiful. Misty. Then again, it's fall. It's supposed to be this kind of weather.
Oh. This Talisker 30 is the weather. You're drinking the weather. Mixed with a lot of delicious, rich, candied orange.
It is. It's the sherry with the bourbon.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Really, really good. What's it like? 50, 45.8?
Yeah, 45.8.
Bomb.
80 proof. UK 80 proof. So good. Look at that. So good, man.
Can't believe the forecast said like 73 and sunny today.
I know.
What time is it?
Difference. Don't know. But then like the bourbon, man. Beautiful like cream puffs, pastries, croissants, vanilla cream, buttercream. This is so fucking good, man.
We're gonna review that Spain. You said we haven't reviewed the Spain malt yet, right?
We haven't. No, we need to review that Spain malt.
That's the one from K&L.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was special.
That's the only amount we've had from that one.
Yeah.
I know we have one at my house as well.
You haven't opened yours yet, right?
I have. It's like halfway empty.
That's all you've had, man. You've been chugging it?
And you're sharing it a lot.
Nice.
It was one I was trying to get everyone to get because I thought it was such a good
had
value.
it like twice. Oh, I said
Those are good values because
phenomenal value.
What was it, 300?
300.
But at auctions it's going for like 600.
There you go.
Yeah. Mike, I haven't tried this Jack Daniel's Rye. So this Jack Daniel's Rye, I know you've seen probably more reviews on people really like it.
Love it.
And you said you really liked it.
Love it. I've had it once.
Did
Neck pour.
You overpaid for it?
Yes. Yeah, it's retail is 65. I paid 200. Just so curious about it. So every year, Jack Daniel's, past few years, does a limited edition.
It smells so candied.
Oh yeah, they did the last 2 years. They did the Heritage Barrel, 2018, 2019, which is basically like a 100 proof entry level toasted barrel finish, like old school Jack Daniel's. This is the 2020 limited edition. So barrel proof rye ranging from like 120 proof to 135 proof. So this guy is, let's see. This guy is 132.9 proof. So 66.45% ABV. And the limited, I'm very curious, limited edition this year is the Coy Hill Bourbon, or Tennessee whiskey. But
There's bourbon.
yeah, bourbon. Coy Hill High Proof Hazmat. They're almost all hazmats, ranging from like 137 proof to 148 proof.
This is very high corn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I forget the mash bill, but it's not a super high, like, not a 95% rye. It's more like a Kentucky rye. It's a sweet rye. But supposedly these are about 6 to 8 years old, and there were some honey barrels, some honey rye barrels Jack Daniel's had laying around that I guess the bourbon idea wasn't ready that year, and they released these instead.
It's very
2020
sweet.
last year. Yeah.
It's good.
Especially for a rye.
It was very sweet. It's very candied.
But yeah, whenever, as long as you venture out of like the Jack Daniel's, 107 basic black label, the Gentleman's Jack, the limited edition release shit is bomb. And again, single barrels, but some of those barrel proofs are really good. Yeah, it's like crazy, like candied orange peel, creme brulee, cracker jack. It's really good.
All right, Mikey. I'm gonna shut the camera off because I know it's gonna run out of juice again. So we didn't get to really charge it for very long, but just kind of a ultra kickback cigar chat. Absolutely nothing planned to talk about, but
Just chilling.
just chilling like usual. Worked out. But yeah, I'm gonna turn the camera off now, and we'll see you guys soon for many more.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.